Yeah. Bars, son. Bars and beats.
That's what you call fucking bars,
son.
Bow.
Bars and beats.
Movie. Bow.
Yes, understand what I'm saying to you?
Viral.
Viral, son.
Hey.
2 million plus.
Don't
Bow.
overthink shit.
Bow.
Motherfucker.
Not a goddamn thing.
Why you even thinking? Don't even use your cerebellum.
Yeah,
Never.
nigga.
Never that.
Not your medulla.
I couldn't think of the other parts. But he's a genius, ladies and gentlemen. I say he's a genius because I mean he's a genius.
Yes, sir.
I witnessed it last night from my very own eyes.
Yes, sir.
I said, I got to see what this man has been up to,
Better
man.
listen to him.
I remember last time we was around him, he was doing Rolling Loud in Miami.
What else?
Dropping on us.
Ad-libs are strong this morning.
She's killing me.
That
That
shit crazy, man. You got the unofficial duo in this motherfucker.
Come on, man.
You got Kenny Beats is one half.
Oh.
Or more like two halves because nigga tall as fuck.
Yeah.
And then you got me, which is short as hell, is Denzel Curry. You know, and we are called Unlocked.
Unlocked, ladies and gentlemen. The EP is out now.
Let's go.
These motherfuckers,
Yeah.
they're dope.
The strongest cosign in the game.
Right? They're dope,
You
motherfuckers.
say that shit with
Sway, I
aggression.
gotta be honest. I got a little bit of a gripe today.
Talk about it, man. Get it off your chest.
I've been to Sway four times, at least.
Yeah.
I went to sign in and they spelled my name with a Z. Do I look like Kenny Beats with a Z? Come on, Sway.
Talk, man.
Oh man,
Wonder,
hey, man.
wonder.
Hold up,
Nah,
man.
because these days you never
wasn't-
know, man. People be like, "Oh, let's make his name
A Z? Wonder.
Z on it,
It was
bro?
not us.
Z on it."
Yeah, man.
Bro, you look guilty.
No, because look,
Nah.
Why your voice cracked when you
got,
did
It got
that?
handed off to other people here, and the
Yeah,
people
man.
that typed that in, I know who
We
did
gonna
it.
we gonna let that slide in the
Nah,
name of
man,
just
that's-
bars.
Nah, dude. Nah, that ain't cool, man. The fact that they put a Z instead of an S, bro, is
Kenny Beats.
It just
That's
makes me feel like people look at me and that's what they see.
a S.
A Z.
A Z.
Oh, a Z.
Z.
Come
Oh,
on,
man.
That's because they sleeping.
And then what's the?
Yeah.
You want to be a Z? What's the most popular word that starts with a Z?
Zeltron.
Yo, this
That's a
nigga's
pop.
showing off.
Hey man, I'm not showing off, man. I'm just in a good mood, man. I'm goddamn showered. I feel good. I feel great.
Oh, you showered since last night?
I showered, boy.
Man, shit, everybody had to. You could just stand
Boy,
up, man.
Man, my cousin was like, "Hey, yo," he was going like this. I'm like, "What the hell is he doing?" I'm just rapping, and he was like, "Yo, let me get your jacket." I was like, "No," and then he was like, "Bro, you ain't dying up there," and I was like, "I will never die. I'm just here." Like,
It was at least 105 degrees in there.
I'm from Miami, bro.
It was crazy, man. Denzel Curry, Kenny Beats are here, Unlocked are here, and I said, man, I was out with my daughter, and she was like, "Hey, Denzel Curry is performing tonight." Man, I was so proud.
Man,
I was so proud. She could have said any other name, and I'd be like, "Ah, shit, I got to go see this concert." You know,
Oh,
but
man.
she said Denzel Curry. I said, "Oh, whoa. you know Denzel Curry? Yeah, Daddy, blah, 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 blah." She breaking your shit down. I said, "Oh, okay." And so I'll get through this real quick. And she was like, "So I'm going to see if I can get us tickets, right?"
wow.
I thought that was dope. My daughter, I'm going to try to get us in, Dad.
Man.
E+1.
Bro, I was so surprised. Like, I just walked to the back, you know, with the security, and I just see Sway. I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" Like, he's here, and it was like, "Yo, man, this is my daughter." I was like, "Yo," he's like, "Yo, daughter."
I didn't believe you when you said Sway was there on the mic. I was like, no,
I
he's not.
swear to God, he was there.
Yeah, you shot me out, dog.
Yeah,
back
he right there.
Yeah. And then, but what I appreciate about you is she, you know, she's just got a ton of ideas, and she was, you know, this is before your show, and she was running these things down, and you engaged with my child in a conversation, and was real and authentic, and I just really, this ain't no sales pitch or nothing. I just thought that's who this dude has always been.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your music is. You know, it's real and authentic. It's genuine. You know, when I watch The Cave and I see you guys, even the 24-minute film that y'all did,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and I was looking at it in the beginning. I was like, what the hell are they talking about, man?
Man, you don't understand. When we had the stage of fake beef,
Yeah.
we had to wear the exact same clothes.
that we wore
that
in
we
the
wore
short
in
film.
the short film.
So when the short film dropped, it was like, oh man, it's 10:30 in the morning, and we had just beefed right at 10:15 in the morning. So kids
Yeah.
thought they were seeing the end of the beef, and it was the start of a short film. So we had to have
you had to have the same shit
no
on.
continuity errors.
'Cause, hey man, when we created the project, it was like, all right, we created it so fast and got it mixed and mastered so fast. We was like, yo, we just got time to plan. That was it. We was like, yeah, we gonna link it online. You feel me? It's gonna be me and him, and we just gonna argue on Twitter, this, that, and the third. He was like, hey, yo, I'm with all that, bro. And then I was just like,
And then it lit you up. So is the goal to move fast just to hit the finish line, or does that happen naturally?
hell no. We
not
were
at
just
all.
like, bro,
Okay.
we were just in there.
I'm a big believer of anything I work on with any artist, like moments are so important.
Yes.
If you spend 6 months trying to perfect the way those first 5 songs felt when you were in your mode,
Right.
it's never going to have that same energy. It's not going to be as innocent. It's like there's something instinctual about just letting someone go crazy for 5 days when he just got off tour and he's rapping the best he's rapped. Like, let's make this moment available to people as soon as possible so they don't have to wait the 9 months for the label to get it right. And the video, we just wanted it
And
immediate.
trust it, yeah.
And what Sway is saying about Denzel is so true. Like, he'll have this engaging conversation with you the first time you meet him ever, and he'll tell you all these different ideas and things that y'all gonna do together, and you're like, he can't be serious.
And then
No, I'm
and
dead
then
ass.
and then you got a short film in 2
Right.
weeks, and a film premiere, and a secret show, and it's insane. I think this project just shows like really taking all these ideas he has and seeing them 100% all the way through.
exciting.
The dichotomy of what you're saying, though, like the whole idea of you can't wait 5 months to recapture a feeling that'll never happen again. But the dichotomy in that is the whole night I'm talking to you, you're telling me about how calculated you are, how you have to plan from beginning to end.
Exactly.
And so how do the two of those work together?
Well, what happened was you got to make the music first. You got to cook the stuff up.
Okay.
You feel me? Before you prep it, in the kitchen. Before you serve it to everybody. So what we was doing, we was just cooking. That's all we was worried about, just cooking. No matter if we was making a mess in the kitchen or not, we was just cooking to make some good shit. And after we made that good shit, we was just like, okay, how we gonna prep this so people could be like, this is art, So that's where planning comes into play. So I plan everything. I plan all my albums out, even the stuff that doesn't make the album. I still have a plan for it. That's how I came out with Blood In, Blood Out last month, because I had a plan for it. So with this, I was like, look, I'm finna draw the cover. I'm gonna think about the cover. I'm gonna think about just how it's gonna be presented to the world, because that's what it is. If it's a leak, okay, cool. And then he was the one who came up with the idea of like keeping the track listing the way it was.
Okay.
Like giving them obscure names.
The
Make it feel
reference
like a
tracks.
leak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Track. What was like track number 7?
Exactly.
You
That's
even
the
left it
title
like
of the-
like M4A or like
Yeah, exactly. That's how you would have got it off LimeWire. I wanted to feel like that.
Yeah, so I would include him in these plans, and I would just like write. I would just sit there when I'm bored. I just, just write whatever the case may be. I'm just gonna write something and come up with plans, maybe for future projects or whatever I'm coming
And
up with
this
right
is
now.
something working with so many different artists. I see so many people when it's that night where you made the song or the group of songs and you have this crazy idea for the video, for the merchandise, for all these different aspects. It somehow 99.9% of the time falls short. Those ideas get lost. That initial feeling passes up once you have to go have the label meeting and this and that. Everything Denzel was saying off the top of his head and writing in his phone during those 3 days has all come to fruition.
That's all manifested.
That's
Exactly.
that's not just us.
Manifesting.
That's Loma Vista. That's Psycho Films who did the film. That's our teams around us. Like, so many times people have these ideas and they want to make an artist feel like, that's so crazy. How are you going to do that in a month? Well, we got to give it to Spotify. All these different obstacles, and it felt like no one gave us an obstacle. Everything Denzel, I want to do it like this. Here's the cover. I'm drawing it. Boom. Here, we need to make action figures. Boom. We need to do this. It's like they were just like, cool. Let's go.
So you don't like what's your label situation?
My label situation is distribution,
Okay.
Like they signed me to a 3-album deal last year. I mean, not last year, but like in 2016, I think.
Okay.
So all right, I dropped Imperial for free.
Okay.
But they liked Imperial, so they was like, okay, we're gonna do a 3-album deal, and we'll take Imperial off your hands and now count as an album. So I really owed them 2.
Yeah.
So I gave them Taboo, which took me like a year and a half to make.
Dope
Gave
album.
them that,
Yeah.
and then I just kept working and made Zoo, and that was it.
That was it. So you were out of the deal?
No.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
Like we renegotiated and stuff
Okay.
like that, so I could keep going through them because I ain't gonna get that shit through like an actual label, you know?
Yeah.
Like they want my masters, they want my money, they want my licensing, they want my stuff that I could put in the movies that good on money I need, you know, for me to live. I don't want to just be like I get upfront money and then I'm gonna be broke later. Like I'm not that dude.
If you look at what they do though, it's like Marilyn Manson, Tupac's estate, St. Vincent, Denzel, like
And
that's
Lil
literally-
Dragon also.
Little Dragon,
Lil
like
Iggy
Dragon?
Pop,
Yeah.
like
everything they're doing over at this
It's unique.
It's unique, and it's like who else is gonna not only help us with a short film, but line us up a premiere and then help us do all these other little secret moments and stuff and pop out like last night. It's like a lot of labels won't do that stuff unless it's you and your manager in their ear every 2 seconds about budget, marketing, this and that. Like they just came to us and said, "What are your ideas? We're gonna make it happen."
Yeah, and
That's
then they
amazing.
figure out what's good with the budget. And it was like, if this goes over, you know, we just gonna figure it out. You know, how we gonna get the money from over to this place, or if we gonna come out of pocket.
I don't like thinking about that part.
The coming out of pocket part. The coming out of pocket.
The recoup.
Nah, just the budget in general. That's
Oh,
that's where the limitations start. That's where people start getting stressed. That's where ideas get shrunken down. Budgets.
I heard this story about. Shit! I shouldn't even say.
Nah,
it.
say it. What you already threw it out there. What's going on?
It's too late.
Okay, I heard this story that when you said that about you don't like thinking about the budget. Fuck. Shit. Okay, so with Dr. Dre.
Oh, no.
All right. And he was working with someone in the studio, right?
Can't name no names.
I can't do that. I can't go that far with it, Denzel. I'm not that dude.
You name one.
Okay, but I did. That got you hooked, though, right? You want to hear this fucking story. Nah, but he's such an adamant artist and professional. He's all about the art, and they were on the cusp of finishing the project. And one of the label dudes came in and was like, "What are you doing? We're on a deadline. We got a time period. You know, you got a time about to run out. We got to hit this. We got to do this." And that person told me he packed up all of his stuff. Oh, you bringing politics in my studio? Packed up all his stuff and left because that ain't a part of the creative process
At all.
inside the studio. So that makes sense. And then I was thinking last night, because something you said to me when we were talking about masters was, man, I learned that watching this documentary.
Yeah.
And the documentary happened to be about from Ruthless NWA, right?
Yep.
To Death Row.
Yeah, the rise of Death Row.
The rise of Death Row, and something Suge Knight said.
Yeah, he was like, you could keep the money. I just want the masters. And that's where I was like, why would he just want the masters? And it just made me think. And I was like, maybe that's where the real money is.
Facts, son. That's a moment right to let that breathe.
It's-
Okay, cool. What was, man, the floor...
No.
Man, I didn't know what was going on last night.
I thought we were gonna fall
I thought
through.
we was gonna die.
I could see the headline in my head, like Denzel Curry show at the Chinatown restaurant, floor caves in. It was.
Yeah.
it would have been hard, but I don't want to have an injured leg or be paralyzed.
I played a ski mask song when I was DJing, and you just Denzel went in the crowd, and you would just see the floor move about 6 inches up and down.
And we were on the upper level, and I'm the whole time, the same time I'm hugging my daughter for dear life. Like, don't go moshing. Your audience is, you got a really diverse crowd that showed up last night. We do. And I saw a lot of girls in there. I saw a lot of women in there, too.
For some real hip hop, for some real raps.
Yeah.
Some real raps, man. And I never made a girl record in my life.
Really?
None. If you listen to my albums, like I
There's
suck
some
at
singing
record.
on Zeus,
I
some melody on
Hey,
Zeus.
yo, there's some melodies because I figured out the melodies is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Melodies is gonna always win. How many of y'all in this room just saying on the camera? That's the camera.
That's the camera.
Or that's the
Either
camera.
one. Yeah, come on.
All right. If you know Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, that's the camera. If you know Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or like ABC or whatever, that's a melody. All of them have this, you know. Little star.
They
Yeah,
sticky.
ABC.
Hey, you know it's the same melody,
Yeah, I
right?
didn't peep that.
Yeah.
But you're the genius.
Hey, man.
Denzel's a connector. That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm wondering? Sometimes this makes me uncomfortable. Sometimes it doesn't. But I'll see like a shot of an artist on stage, a black artist, and then the immediate crowd in the shot is white. And I think it makes me uncomfortable knowing how many times the word nigga is probably used.
Yep.
And so I wonder, for you, is success seeing a crowd that's very diverse, or is success seeing a crowd that all looks like you?
Nah, I like seeing everybody. Like, it doesn't matter if you black, white collar, or you wear a tank top. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like, long as you fuck with me, cool. Everybody could come. I don't care what color you is.
What you're saying is a very real thing. I've seen No Name speak on it a lot.
Yeah.
Made her literally not want to perform shows anymore because she feel like the things I'm saying in my music are not for everyone in my crowd to say as much as it's
Right.
for them to enjoy and come experience.
Right. Ari Lennox has said about.
Ari
talked
said the
about
same
that
thing.
too.
I'm huge fans of both of them and know Ari pretty well. And like I just think it's the ultimate goal to make all the people, period, who feel uncomfortable, who feel anything from your music, come there to share it together. That's like working with like Rico Nasty. You see just the most misfit people who don't feel like they fit in at any other show, who don't feel like they can be themselves or be flamboyant or whatever it may be. And at her shows, they all come together. It's like Denzel's thing has been I've been following him since he was 17 years old. I'm 28. When Threats came out, Denzel was 17. Like people don't really know that. And I think a lot of us have grown up with him and people continue to find him as like this kind of thing that sits outside of his peer group. And so you see in the audience whenever I come there, there's all these different age groups and different types of people, and it's just as many like cool guy label people, next up kind of
The
guys.
Sways.
Yeah, the Sways of the
I
world.
was the unicorn in there, man. I was like,
Hey, whoa.
oh, wait a minute, hold up.
I was really shocked.
It's just as much that as it is like real fans of hip hop, real fans of music, and
Right.
like Sway said, for us to put out Wu-Tang, Doom, Madlib, Alchemist inspired project and have girls at the show singing the
Word.
songs.
Yo, it was impressive
How he's reaching
That's
somebody in a
crazy.
different way.
because
Yeah.
none of them had girls in their shows early on.
Nah, I can't be laughing, boy, because my show, boy,
A lot of
look like a pack of hot dogs, boy. And
never-
nobody, nah.
man, urinals breaking.
Nah, yeah, turn off the experimental hip hop, bro. You scaring the girls.
Yeah, right.
Nah, I was yelling too much, man. I know it's a frequency thing, you know, like when you hear yeah, dudes are gonna
They
come
go
down.
crazy. Yo,
Like, we low key cavemen, bro.
yeah.
Like,
I almost fought some dudes, man. I was knocking a few.
Last
of your
night?
fans. I was gonna
Last
knock a-
night.
I was ready to knock a few of your fans
But
out.
that's but
Sway.
that's the point. That's why I want people to go. Like, come on, it's a stress reliever at this
Man,
point.
yeah, man, sweaty, dirty. You know, like these guys.
If the floor fell out and Sway knocked somebody out, we would have had the most
The best show
unbelievable
ever.
night
Man,
ever.
That shit was
legendary.
TNT.
But Kenny, let me ask you this because I met you back when you were doing Loud Pack. Like I think it was South by Southwest when we first like. I know.
We all know this.
We all
Our
know.
audience knows.
Yeah.
Loud.
I came on this show as Loud Pack.
Yeah, don't tell nobody.
And back then, I feel like it was a time period where trap was just kind of consuming everybody, and lyrics were not really at the forefront. Like people didn't really care; they just wanted to be lit, have fun, party, mosh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And watching the video where you guys were at the cave and you were discussing Wu-Tang amongst yourselves, like Jizza and like Inspector Deck and all these people who were influential to your sound. It makes me wonder: do you feel like that time period is starting to change now, where people are starting to care about lyrics and song content versus just being lit and just having like the same loopy beats and 808s and that sort of thing?
100%. And I think it's a conversation that's been going on a lot in the last 2 years, I think, where you're starting to see like these kids. Denzel's one of them in my mind, but people who are really making super like full songs with double entendres and crazy lyricism and this and that, and still being able to sit and rap Caviar and still being able to sit with all these other popping melodic Southern artists or whatever it may be who are just doing things for the club or for people to turn up to or this or that. There's validity in both sides, but I think like when you can see, like if I say a word about Isaiah Rashad on my page, it's I'm done for 5 days in my DMs. You know what I mean? And Isaiah is the most like tapped in, has so many double meanings behind all his songs, and kids are still able to go listen to Playboi Carti and then listen to that. I think it is time for that. And the reason I stepped away from making instrumental music and DJing and stuff as much as I was when I was younger was because I had an epiphany at like 25 of, if I get hit by a car tomorrow, my legacy is build-ups and drops. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of noises and shock factor stuff. When you try to make music that sounds futuristic, it ends up dating the worst.
Yeah.
So like when you're trying to make all these crazy sounds and do all this stuff to entertain people, after 2 years you listen back to those things and you're like, jeez. Now I can listen back to I can listen back to Unlocked at 10 years and feel comfortable about it. You know what I mean? I can listen to the vinyl of a record me and Denzel made now 10 years ago and be like, oh my God, like this is what I'm gonna be on. Like I need to get away from like everything I'm doing now is rooted in that. It has to mean something to me. It has to have a clear feeling I'm getting from it that all my friends are obsessed with. And if my friends love it, I know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Man, Denzel Curry, Kenny Beats Unlocked are here. But this project, it's interesting you say that because you could. I think this is a kind of project you could listen to 10 years from now, and still get a great vibe off of it. But I sit and listening to it too. It brought up feelings in me that I used to feel in the 90s, bro, too. Like in the early 90s. Not that it sounds like it, but it evoked that kind of excitement I would get if I heard Dan the Automator behind some production, or some of the underground groups that were coming up in the 90s where they didn't have barriers, they didn't have limitations. They were just creating freely. And I think what people will enjoy about this project, even the nuances and the kind of like interlude.
The intro.
In the intro.
The intro, man.
Play that intro, man.
It was just
Play that intro.
yo, when we was making this stuff, we made the tracks first. We made, the rapping stuff first. And then after we got done with the rapping, I was like, hey, Kenny, just add a couple instrumentals on that hoe and we done, So that's why you get track 1 as track 1, and then you get track 7 as track 7. And then that little, that little weird part at the end of it, that's like the representation of how it actually was in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a scene that gets set when you listen to these old records, like you're talking about, Sway, and somebody would play a little piece of a movie or a little weird old clip from something in the 40s. And these two villains are about to. When you hear something like that, it sets you up. You're like, oh my God, like they about to be in character. These are the super villains. That's what that intro made you feel.
And all this has been just the beginning.
That's it, y'all. Just the beginning.
When I heard that, I lost my shit. Like, because after we made the song, he was like, all right, bro, I'm finna make these instrumentals. I was like, all right, cool. He sent them to me. I'm I'm listening to him on the phone, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like, oh, shit. It reminded me of, like, my childhood, because, like, when I grew up, I'm a kid, so I'm watching the Boondocks and stuff like that, and then that's how I got introduced to like Mad Villainy.
Okay,
that's how I found out, because I'm mad young, so I don't know nothing about Doom yet, but I knew I liked the music, and then just watching Adult Swim. That's what
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim, yes. It's a program that comes on. Listen, because you don't think it. It ain't no crazy shit. It ain't no porno.
Naked motherfuckers in the pool.
No. It's called Adult Swim because like it plays cartoons.
Yeah.
It plays cartoons that's only meant for adults, and they call it Adult Swim. And it will come on after certain shows on Cartoon Network goes off. So it was kind of like like Nick at Night. It's kind of like that. So don't
Adult Swim.
Yeah, and
I work for Viacom. I know what it is, but I love hearing him. It sounds different. I like how it affected him. I used to turn from Adult Swim.
Yeah, so but then again, like when I as a kid watching Adult Swim and stuff like that, it's just like, man, like it put me onto a lot of my favorite producers, like Jay Dilla. They played a lot of his beats on there.
Yeah.
They played a lot of Flying Lotus on there. Me and him worked together. Shout out to Fly Low, that's my nigga. Steve, what's happening? And that's how I found out about MF Doom and Mad Villainy and all that stuff. And Mad Villainy especially because I was watching the Boondocks and there was an episode where they tried to kidnap Oprah. And that's when, that was the episode where I was like, hell yeah. And then just, I'm a big fan of cartoons. So when you watch something like this, like Unlocked, you get the Hanna-Barbera, you get the Samurai Jack, you get the Robot Chicken.
So you did all the animation?
And the Cowboy Bebop. I thought about how everything was gonna be done,
Okay.
Denzel designed like the whole film and what parts would be where and which songs would line up with which type of animation. Okay. And Psycho Films went and just made his shit happen and brought all the animators in,
brought it to life for you.
Came and filmed us. We did the voice acting. We did all the little pieces in the beginning at my studio. It's wild.
Yeah. What did it look like to see yourselves in an animated like doc like that?
I can't explain it.
Yeah.
When you see you see the first clip and we get sucked into the computer and then we're just pixelated. Yeah. And I'm still hearing my voice because when we recorded the voice acting, like we're laughing at each other because we're yelling at each other and this and that
the whole time.
But you can't tell how it's gonna feel behind the cartoon. You know what I mean? You can't tell if it's gonna line up the right way or it's still gonna translate and be funny. It was unreal. It was like watching a cartoon. Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
I felt like one of them dudes from South Park recording that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we went off. I mean, South Park, that shit is just hilarious. I love South Park, but it's just like when we was doing it in the studio, I see how it was. It was just like, oh, so this how it'd be funny because you're just bouncing off each other at this point.
Yeah, it was not scripted.
You plan to do more?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do really. I'm a big fan of like Shinichiro Watanabe, and the reason why I say this is because we are gonna do another Unlocked, but I want to keep it to everybody know the third movie is shit. Like if you make there's part 1 and there's part 2, but the third movie is shit.
Always.
You know.
Well, Bad Boys for Life was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty good. I did see that movie. We ain't gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it later. We gonna talk about that shit later. But like, man, so I'm saying like, I'm looking at it like this from like if you watch all the Star Wars movies, right?
Like the Matrix, the third one. Was
that third one was crazy trash, nigga.
We want to go out strong. We need 2 strong episodes.
Yeah, so it was just like, okay, like just looking at Shinichiro Watanabe, how he do stuff, like Cowboy Bebop is 1 season. Samurai Champloo is 1 season. And you have
Sway nodding like he knows what that is.
Yeah,
I knew the first one. I didn't know the second.
Yeah, Samurai Champloo. You would like Samurai Champloo a lot, though.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Thank you, Kenny, for pointing that out. That's why we love you here, bro.
So I want to
Shout
keep
out to
it.
Loud Pack.
Damn. First he said, "I remembered you with long hair,
Bro,
Like,
Sway, if you don't even
damn.
know this off air, Sway just killed me in the lobby when I first got here. Man, back to what we're talking about. I love MF Doom.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Nah, but I love it, man, because it's important that I love that you put so much creative thought behind your creative process. Y'all care, man, and you hear it in the music. I even Layup. You performed Layup last night.
Yes, I did.
Man, that shit went hard.
That was the first one we made.
Yeah, that was.
First beat.
I was
first track.
surprised that everybody
Yeah, they knew
was.
the lyrics.
I was like, oh shit.
That's what
Like,
that song singing the lyrics.
I know.
yeah, but when Diet came on, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, when Diet came on, bro, I was amazed.
I played Diet for Madlib
Uh-huh.
at Electric Lady and was thinking he was just gonna look at me like, "You took my whole shit," and he loved it and he gave me a hug and it was honestly one of the best moments of my entire
Really?
life. I got to play it for Alchemist. He's never liked anything I played him before that. I feel like. And then
Has he told you that?
No, he says he likes stuff, but I played him that and you see his face and you're
Okay.
like, "Oh, you actually like this."
Okay.
Man, it's just crazy because like we was playing it for people on both ends, right? And then when the video comes out, it's just funny because we were talking about that shit. And it's just crazy as hell.
People would hit the other one of us up and start telling us about how they heard the project, and then Denzel hit me up, "Bro, you played blah, 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 the project?
Yeah.
Like, how could Ski Mask already know the lyrics? Like,
Like,
Oh,
bro, I be
that was real then.
Yeah, it was real.
we had a real
because
beef.
like,
Yeah.
Like, not about this project, but me and
Yeah.
Denzel fought. Like,
Uh-huh.
we hated each other for a good 9 months.
I hated it. It was more like I hated your ass. Like I hated, man.
Yeah.
I was anti Kenny Beats. Whatever it had to do with Kenny Beats, I was like fuck him.
We
It's
had,
like, yo.
we had made a bunch of music together, and it was a good lesson for people to see us now have this collaboration because it took years of us making okay music and having okay sessions before we made a thing that mattered to both of us.
Yeah.
And we had these sessions where we would make some cool songs, exactly what you expect from me and Denzel. Some big 808s, and he rapped his ass off. But it was nothing remarkable for us, for either one of us. And so, in my eyes, like, we had made this one song, 10, 11 months had gone by. Neither one of us were really talking about it. Zell hits me and is like, "Bro, I need those files. My album's about to drop. I'm about to use that song, this and that."
The Layup song? Or
No.
a
This
whole
was
other song.
This was for Zoo.
Oh, this is way back
For
at
Zoo.
Okay.
Yeah, this
okay.
was for Zoo.
Okay.
And it was he did the original Pat.
Uh-huh.
Like, right? So I sent him the song when I got it done, and he was like, "Shit hard," and I was like, "All right, cool." That just lets him know that he fucking with the shit.
I didn't know we were locked in. I didn't know that song was coming out.
That's what I thought. I was like, "Hey, I did the song." You telling me like, "Hey, look, I know."
A rapper who's much more likely to apply bodily harm to me ended up with that beat somehow.
Uh-huh.
We ain't gonna name names.
Who was the rapper?
Young
Name.
Thug.
No,
Young
no,
Thug. Oh, yeah.
Why?
Young Thug got it.
Because-
He's about to get in that ass. That's why.
So I thought there was a situation where Thug might just stop my bloodline where it was if I tried to go finagle that beat, and I was like, "Zell, bro, I'm a producer. Like, that's how I keep food in my mouth. I was like, anything.
Yo, and I'm just like I was like in my head I'm like, okay, I hear you, but in my heart I'm like, nigga, no, fuck you.
He
Like,
he spazzed on me for real, and I called his manager. And I was like, "Bro, Denzel's he's a little upset."
oh, I'm
and
not a little upset. It's like,
Mark, his manager, was like, "Bro, I see where you're coming from. You just got to give him a second to cool off." And 6-7 months later, Freddie Gibbs had done The Cave, and Zell called me and goes,
shit hard.
"That cave shit kind of hard."
yeah. He had to give it up. And Denzel Curry, Kenny Beats are here. I love The Cave, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
The
bro.
Cave
So
was crazy.
organic.
Man, thank you so much.
That's so organic. Good for you, bro.
Those are my real friends, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Sway,
yeah.
what's your favorite episode? Because everybody got a favorite episode of The Cave.
Actually, the one y'all did.
Really?
Yeah.
Season finale.
Yeah.
Season finale.
Yeah, that was. I thought that was dope, man. I don't. I like unpolished.
For sure.
You know what I
You
mean?
see Thundercat?
Unscripted. No, I didn't.
I know where you live.
Very
Okay.
unpolished.
Okay, I'll go back. By the
I
way,
miss
if you
my
don't know what
cat.
the cave is, look it up online. He does this show, Kenny Beats, and it's nothing.
It's organic, man.
Yeah, it's unorthodox, and I think the game needs that. I don't feel like you're saying anything, being aware of how people may receive it, or it ain't. It's not. It's just real, So I enjoy it.
I just hope it
I like
inspires.
because I've known him for so long. So I've known you since you were young. So I'm watching you grow up. So
Man,
into this man.
I just turned 25, man. I embraced it. I'm here.
That's
I'm
so
black.
crazy.
And it's just like, I made it 25 years living in America. That's one thing. As a black man, exactly. So I was just like, damn, Tupac died at this age, so I got to pass him. And
that's
then
real.
my brother, hey, bring your motherfucking ass in here. What's up?
He can't hear you.
That's Dave. That's Dave. He's from Glass Animals, y'all.
Oh, snap.
Like, shout out to Dave. You finna go do what? Okay, all right, I'm gonna holler at you.
He can't hear you, man.
I
You
know
live on
he's
air.
not. We here though.
Yo, y'all here?
We are here though.
Okay, what's up? We
You know
got
what I'm
Aaron on the
saying?
line from Connecticut. Aaron, good morning.
Hey, Aaron. Join the party.
Aaron,
You hear me?
yeah, go ahead.
Here we go.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Denzel, so I first heard about you because you performed at a wrestling show, and I'm an independent professional wrestler.
Oh, if you
And,
want to come through, come through.
No, I was just saying, I think that's super dope.
Yo, thanks. But man, we actually are
was
looking
a
for
moment.
wrestlers for the Zeltron Worldwide stuff. So like, if you want to come
No
through and
way.
just do something, yeah, actually we are. So if you want to come through, like just give me your info or try to figure out just
Well, hold on. I'm gonna get your info. Hold on, Aaron. Genesis, can you write down this info?
please.
Thank you.
You can put it on your phone in your notes for now.
Okay. Hey man, y'all got women or are y'all in relationships or men? I don't
Relationship,
relationship.
Merc.
I'm in a new situation.
Okay.
How do you
Why
define-
you say it like
How do you define you?
Because you don't want to drop out Sway like,
is
yeah, my
Buddy
new
from
girl,
Connecticut
like-
still on, bro?
Aaron, yeah, he's right here.
Aaron.
Hold on, let me put him back up. Oh. Hey, Aaron, what up? You live on the air? What you want to ask him for his number?
Okay.
Yo, I want to know what he was about to ask.
Oh, what were you gonna ask,
I was
Aaron?
just going to say, how was that performing at a wrestling show, and did you enjoy it?
Hell yeah, I'm the one who created the whole idea. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
really? I didn't know that, man. I just thought that shit was super live, and that's like a whole. I'm a big hip hop head and professional wrestler, so combining those two, that's like a dream for me. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I feel that, man. I do.
What's going on? What's up? What's up? Wonder?
Can we stop talking about wrestling? I want to get back to Kenny Beats.
Wait,
girl.
whoa, but you can't.
I
That's
thought about
rude,
Kenny
man.
Beats'
You can't cut off the dog. You can't cut off the
Alright.
dog while he,
got his number.
expressing himself,
he's
man.
good.
We
He's
got his
good.
number.
Listen, now Kenny, he's
Wait, hold up, Kenny.
Wonder,
Get
don't
Kenny
do
some,
this.
get some Kenny some proper music.
Wonder,
for
man.
this conversation too, man.
He's out in LA. He's living probably one of my ideal lifestyles. He just wakes up and makes beats.
Facts.
Tall guy. I want to see what the quality of babe he's working with, man. Like, what she look like, man?
Kenny,
Wow.
wait, hold on. Talk
Wow.
about her, man. What
That's
is
the
it you like
question.
about her,
Kenny.
Kenny?
Oh my God, bro.
Kenny, I got you. See, my client will not take any further
Denzel, don't do
questions.
this. Don't do this,
no,
man. Don't
we're
do this,
doing
man.
this.
Don't do that,
We're doing
man.
this. Y'all putting my man's on the spot.
We care about
man.
him. We care about him.
I know you
Sway,
do.
this is a delicate time period. The honeymoon phase is a delicate time period.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't want to come off too aggressive. You don't want to go on national radio
Yeah.
and start giving descriptors wonder about the type of situation.
Is
I'm
she
in.
on my?
This isn't national radio, first of all. This
It's
is
worldwide.
international. Okay, thank you. So this is good. This is different.
I just want to know if she's on my Instagram Explore page. Is she on there?
It's a possibility.
Okay, I'm proud of you, man.
What's on your Explore page though?
Nothing but fit T models and like waist trainer girls and
And
stuff.
DJ
Hey, Wonder, you
equipment.
got a question about the project, man?
Wonder.
That was my question.
Wonder, I feel like your Explore page is like lids ads and turntables and shit.
Fashion Nova chicks.
Complete,
Fashion Nova men's.
It's only Fashion Nova. Yeah.
Fashion over men's.
As long as you're happy, Kenny. That's
Wait, I'm happy. I'm happy to be here, guys.
nah.
Look
It's
at
good
the
to have
pivot.
y'all, man. I'm happy y'all here. I swear, I gave this man a pass. I was like, man, if he doesn't show up, I totally get it.
Right.
He was surrounded by savages last night. He's probably kidnapped. Yes.
I am a savage.
Go ahead, Genesis. Huh? AJ. She just arrived?
Yes.
You get to see us do radio, citizens.
Oh, shit. Is she outside the door?
Out the door.
That's our next guest, guys.
Oh, so we out. You know what,
All right,
man?
good to see y'all.
It's great.
Shout out Shade 45.
Sway in the morning. What we doing with this right now, man? That's a beat right there.
Wait,
Think we can get Denzel to spit some bars?
Why do everybody want me to rap?
'Cause you
Why
dope.
everybody want me to rap?
You're
Okay.
dope, man.
Oh man, y'all
that
love
beat up,
putting me
bro.
up on the spot. I got it. I get it. DJ Wonder. Everybody wants me to rap. Matter of fact, everybody wants me to poetry. Everybody say yes. Curry is the best. The Ichiban came through motherfucking Taliban, blowing up Pakistan, thinking about his Armageddon. I came through with a lethal weapon like I'm Danny Glover. Came through, I am not your lover, motherfucker. I will fuck her, then I might just use a rubber. It's the nigga undercover like I'm brother, like I'm Eddie Griffin. Nigga came through with the Smith and Wesson. Who the fuck you testing? Blessing these motherfucking niggas like a pastor. The master came through, I blast you. Leave you on the wall just like plaster. Casper, all you niggas ghosts. Everybody know that Curry killer niggas not a hoax. I'm a legend. I came through and you know I'm stepping on this block in his 305 shoes. Everybody know that nigga get a fucking blues clue. Cause I'm leaving niggas red. The niggas coming through and I'm going on top the head. And everybody know I just might just leave them dead. Put them in the grave when I cradle in it. And niggas started like to spin it like a ladle's in it. I don't give a fuck. Hey, what? That's all you get, man.
No, that's a true freestyle.
That's how you know I be freestyling a lot.
Off the top of the head.
That's how you know I be freestyling a lot. I freestyle this whole project and the last project, so what's up?
You whack motherfuckers. I ain't said that all year long.
You hear that?
I ain't
That's
said
what
it
you
2020.
call bars, nigga.
I ain't said it in 2020. You
The
lying up
unofficial
here.
duo.
You ain't up the top. That's off the top.
Chef Curry.
Unlocked.
Bro, he really said, I was like, are you going to rap when we go in there? He's like, nah, I don't think so.
G shit. I was just like, I already did my 5 fingers.
Okay, he paid his dues. All right, he paid his dues. Hey, listen to all the citizens. Definitely a project. Man, this is such a real, organic, great feeling project. It's something I'll be listening to all weekend. This gonna be my weekend music this weekend. Unlocked, the EP is out now. Look at the 24-minute doc that's accompanied with it. But support these guys. They're the truth, man. Denzel Curry, Kenny Beast, absolutely, man.
Where's the camera? That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah. Episode 2. That's gonna be the final episode. Episode 2 coming soon. You got us, the unofficial, official duo, Unlocked, and it's Beezy, and it's Kenny Beats with an S. By the way.
In case you didn't know. AJ Johnson up next. Sway the Morning, Shade 45.